Up next, we'll be taking listener calls. First, wait for this break. This is Second Hornet on 95.6, the official home of your Los Angeles Lakers. Stop.
It's the HOF Sports pregame show. Welcome to the NBA on 2 days. This one, we'll see the Houston Rockets against the Los Angeles Lakers at Stadium. Taking a look at the Lakers, they're currently holding the best record in the league. Not conference in the league. They've been head and shoulders above the competition this season. With a few teams out there competing for those last playoff spots, what needs to be done to make the final cut?
We have to make many changes to your team at this point. You gotta know who you are or you're not. What you can't do is try to play these strips.
The concentration, the effort, the energy, that's where you gotta separate yourself as a contender. I'm letting you know, you got pretty strong right now.
And with that, just about time for tip. We will see you later.
You know, that's my thing. I've been so just being in a situation where, you know, with the team we have and the opportunity we have, you know, I want to be on the floor as much as possible and contribute to our success.
All right, LeBron James spoke about load management. He was pretty black and white with it. When he's healthy, he claims that he'll play, and when he's not healthy, he will not. As for Anthony Davis, he admits to dealing with a lingering shoulder. Mark Cuban, though, he is all about it. Quote, I think it's the best thing to ever happen to the league. Teams have to be smarter about when they load manage. I'm all for load management. Worse than missing a player in a game is missing him in the playoffs. Is load management a positive for the NBA?
Hell no, it is not. I don't like it at all. And I emphatically disagree, albeit respectfully, with Mark Cuban, who I have a profound level of respect for. I disagree with him. And I don't want to hear that from him. His Dallas Mavericks won a championship. I believe this was 2011 when they beat LeBron James and the Miami Heat. Ever since then, in the last 8 years, they've been in the playoffs 4 times. They've missed the playoffs the other 4 times, and they've never been out of the first round. Yet he's giving quotes about load management and how the goal is to win a championship. Well, how has that worked for you in the last 8 years? No, I'm not buying it at all. And here's what I want to emphasize, Max, and I want everybody to understand what I'm saying. I have no problem with somebody taking time off. You sick, you sick. You're not feeling well, you're not feeling well. You're absolutely spent and exhausted, I got no problems. What I have a problem with is somebody saying, so we want to make sure that that's not the case 6 months down the road. Here's how we going to manage you now while you're charging the paying customer money. I have a problem with that because everybody talks about, well, you know what, the goal is to win a championship. The fact of the matter is, Max Kellerman, that's not the goal for at least 20 teams a year. At least 20 to 23 teams a year in the National Basketball Association don't have a snowball's chance in hell of winning a championship, and everybody and their grandmother knows it. So why do you come to the game? You go to the game over the course of 82 regular season games, yes, to get yourself better and to build something so hopefully you can elevate to championship contention. But it's also to entertain the paying customer with the product that you're putting out there from late October, or in this case, mid-October now, to at least mid-April. That's what you're doing. These people are not paying. They're not getting in the arena for free. They're coming to the arena. They're paying their hard-earned money. And oh, by the way, Mark Cuban also alluded to, well, you know what, there's only a handful of players that are marquee dudes, et cetera, et cetera. Well, that does matter. You know, Isaiah Thomas, when he was running the Toronto Raptors, for all the vitriol or the tension or whatever words you want to call that existed between him and Michael Jordan, Isaiah Thomas never fails to express his appreciation for Michael Jordan, who was going up against a Toronto Raptors expansion franchise at the time. Michael Jordan recognized the importance of Michael Jordan and what it meant for him to be a headline, and he showed up. Kobe Bryant, headline, his same mentality shows up. LeBron James, if I'm hurt, I'm hurt. But if I'm not hurt, why would I not show up? You cannot practice. You can show up to a game, and instead of playing 40 minutes, you might play 20, 25 minutes. All of those things, there are ways to work around it. But to literally take games off in October or in November while you're feeling perfectly fine, because we've engaged in load management, and oh, by the way, that means we're going to be better suited for April. I think it's an insult to the paying customer, which is one of the reasons why the NBA in 2017 went to the Players Association, at least when it pertained to nationally televised games, and said, you need our approval to take those games off. The injury has to be a legitimate injury. You can't just go Greg Popovich style, DNP, old age when it comes to Tim Duncan, as justification to not play somebody for a nationally televised game like that. It's the wrong thing to do. I understand their thinking, but I'm saying I don't approve of it. I think it is wrong, and I think it's insulting to the paying customer. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.
That's my turn.
It is time for another version of the jumps.
Nothing.
Everything. A little more enthusiasm here, please. The people at home did it better. Starting in Milwaukee, Chris Middleton is expected to miss the next 3 to 4 weeks with a left thigh contusion. Middleton, an all-star last year, is the second leading scorer for the Bucks. So, Paul, is Chris's absence something, nothing, or everything?
That's something.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't seen them really play well yet consistently. I mean, they're winning games, but they almost lost in OKC the last game. They need their all-star consistent scorer. You know, Giannis has been on a tear, yes, I know, but nobody else is as consistent as he is on this team. So I expect them to lose a few games with him out because they need his scoring.
Okay.
Yeah, look, he hasn't played well with Giannis at the same time. They're doing a lot of trading off. I saw them in Utah the other day, and Middleton struggled, but the reality is he is their really only other offensive threat who can create his own. He's an excellent ISO player last year, and he's also their best shooter on volume. Obviously, Kyle Korver's a great shooter, but doesn't get as much shots and minutes. So you're talking about a really huge piece out for a month. The Celtics are winning.
Yep.
The Sixers are going to be good, and Miami keeps winning too.
Yeah.
So this matters. It is something. It's not everything though, because he'll be back, and you got enough time left for the rest of the season.
This is where you get back to me for Eric Bledsoe, X Factor, right? Because obviously he's solid defensively, but very hot and cold on the other side of the ball. He's not going to be Middleton, but you need him to be more consistent.
He needs to make shots, and that's the big thing. He's been really inconsistent, particularly with his perimeter jump shot, three-pointer not.
Yeah, they don't have anybody else. Yeah, rely on consistently. Like this guy's going to give us 15 to 18 tonight.
You might have wanted Malcolm Brogdon. Maybe.
This is where they missed
Maybe.
Brogdon.
Should I have? Maybe. Anyway, let's talk about James Harden, because he is somehow scoring even more than he did last year. Oh yes, after 10 games, Harden is averaging more than 37 points a game, which is the most for any player's first 10 games of the season in 50 years. Guys, if you do the math, he is scoring more than a point per minute. So, Paul, do you think Harden's hot start is something, nothing, or everything?
I don't think it's nothing right now. Now, if he's averaging 40, it's something, because we've seen James Harden.
T-Mac maintains he will average 40 at some point this season.
A whole month, we saw this guy average 40 points. So it's nothing for the first 10 games to see him average 37. I mean, we've seen Harden put on some miraculous offensive performances, but until you get to that 40-point plateau, it's nothing right now.
Here's the deal, right?
Just 10 games.
The company needs
just 10
to be
games.
something. It's with MJ and
just 10
Kobe.
games.
It's something, and here's why. It's something because A, he isn't even shooting the ball that well, right? So this is him struggling from the field, scoring that many points. And then the other thing is, we were all wondering and questioning how him and Russell Westbrook would fit with one another in terms of their offensive games. And the jury's still out in terms of the team being successful with these two, but clearly he's not having a problem getting his offense off again, and this is him struggling from the field.
Here's why I think this is everything.
Everything?
Because of his percentages. So he's shooting 41% from the floor, 30% from three. Guess how those numbers are going to go? Up. He's doing what? Double-digit three-point attempts in every game. Get to a line on a bunch of those.
Yeah.
So if he's averaging 37 now, what do you think he is going to average once the ball starts going in?
Are you going on the T-Mac side and going with the 40?
He kind of has me convinced. We're getting closer to that.
What are you
I just look at how he's shooting. This is not going to last.
His usage rate is at an all-time high.
I mean, and by the way, they're going to need him to have his shot percentage goes up and to have even more points because defensively.
By the way, you know why? Another reason why we haven't mentioned is last year they were one of the slowest teams in the league. This year they were the fastest, so he's got more opportunity.
Absolutely, more possessions. And that, by the way, is the answer in part. There was a little bit of like, oh, is there going to be enough for two of the highest usage players, Paul and Russ and James, in league history? I think they were 1 and 2 in league history in usage. Well, guess how you can have more turns for everyone? Create more turns! Russell Westbrook pushing the pace there is really interesting. Now, James Harden's next matchup is the Clippers. That is going to be Wednesday on ESPN. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.
We build innovative trucks to serve the people who depend on them. Cabins to comfort. Power to do more. Now to say thank you, we're extending our employee pricing plus to everyone. What's right for the people who build your trucks is right for you. Welcome to the Ram Nation.
With employee pricing plus all month long, purchase and get $12,478 in total values for 25% below MSRP on the 2019 Ram 1500.
Cookie cool. Gotta get him back for that. Danny, see?
That story was a
Keep
little
my starters
exaggerated. There's been
on,
some
like,
research done, and he didn't have 52. He had 44. And they won by 24. So Jeremy Roenick still lost the bet. My question to you is this. How can a human being play 36 holes of golf, drink 10 beers, and then score 44 in the NBA later that night?
Sometime I dream that he is me. Like Mike. So
They're gonna call a timeout to start
gather
this shit.
around the campfire, boys and girls. Let me tell you guys something. Greatness exudes itself in a lot of ways. In the legend of Michael Jordan, of course, on the floor, he's the black cat. He's Jesus in gym shoes. He's air. He even played basketball with his tongue out. Just think about it. Played basketball with his tongue out. But you know what made him an actual icon? Now, he didn't go to bed at 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And we all knew it, okay? That's just one story. What about the time that he will be in the casino, okay? Win a stogie, win, lose, or draw, and still know he had a game the next day or the same day and come out and do work. And I'm not the person to make any allegations, but the Utah flu game, there's been an urban legend that he was more than sick during that game. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, you're not saying he wasn't sick, but maybe there were some other elements that he was dealing with as well. So, you know, it's a different era than it is now. I think that players are so much more health conscious. But was this kind of behavior not commonplace, but did it occur from time to time in the 90s and the early 2000s?
I always give the modern-day athlete credit for something. We worked out. That means you pick and choose when you do it. That means sometimes you have an off-season.
Buckets.
These guys train. It's 24/7, 365. And that's not just in the gym. It's nutrition. It's a lot of other things that come with trying to make sure they maximize their ability to be successful on the floor. But don't think that took away from the greatness of Michael Jordan. There were certain players that wouldn't be effective if they went to bed before midnight. I remember times in my career I was trying to figure it out. Like, I went to bed at 10, that was awful. I went to bed at 3, yeah, I like that. So I wasn't a great player, so I was trying to figure it out for 13 years. MJ knew who he was from the beginning. Allen Iverson, you think he was going to bed at 10 o'clock at night? He's the MVP of the NBA.
He was going to bed at 10, just 10 in the morning. That's what he's going to bed.
Hey, man, let me tell you something. The beauty about the league then, too, is you'll fly into a town, and your name will be on a flyer that you ain't even know about. You're like, hosted by such and such and such and such for the NBA team. And you're like, cool. That's some built-in action. You know what I'm saying? All I got to do is go shake hands and kiss babies, and they going to give me a bottle. Nowadays, you tweet, hey, what's going on? Chicago, I'm going to be in town. Tell me what a great restaurants. Then, it was just a different way to have fun and champagne and campaign. Those are beautiful days in the NBA.
So you said earlier that you're trying to figure out your prime conditioning, what time to go to bed, how hard to champagne and campaign. When you knew you were going to have to defend Michael Jordan or play against Michael Jordan, did you treat those games differently?
When he was with the Bulls, yeah. When he was with the Wizards, no. Because earlier in my career, you got to think about it. The first couple of years I was in the league, the only people that was winning championships was Hakeem and MJ. Period. That's it. And so Hakeem won 2 and MJ won 3. That's the first 5 years of my career. And when we got a chance to play against them in the playoffs, that year, they won 7 games. We won 6. So we weren't far off. And for us to have a double-digit lead in the second quarter, and then Mike and Scotty and Rodman started to lock down and take the ball from us, oh man, the night before, I was in bed at 11. No question. Room service at 9, trying to be a student of the game. But, you know, you got to pay homage to the all-time great. Because if he had the exposure to information that these players have, he would still champagne and campaign because he enjoys life, and he would average 45 in today's game. Book it. 45. If James Harden averages 37, 38, Michael Jordan would average 45.
So, Jalen, a lot of the stories about Michael Jordan off the court involve some wagers. And I've heard a lot about NBA players, the different wagers they make. Charles Barkley told a story where he had to get out of the way because Michael Jordan was going to take a $300,000 putt. What is the most you have ever wagered on something silly with your teammates or another NBA player?
Bet on everything. Like, in the NBA locker room, you bet on anything. On the plane, you bet on anything. You playing games, you playing in between, you playing boo-ray, you playing poker, shooting craps. Like, anything. Because you're in a competitive environment with millionaires that you know whoever wins or loses a bet can actually pay the bet. So that becomes the competition. So I do recall multiple times where I lost bets, but I can't front and don't want to put any names out there. But I was on the winning side of a lot of bets that I had to find ways to make sure I got paid for.
You still have some accounts receivable out there?
Yeah, oh definitely. I got some accounts receivable. I got some receipts for sure. I got some ESPN receipts too.
What's up? Thank you so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. Don't forget to download the ESPN app, and if you want more premium content, which you do, make sure that you subscribe to ESPN+. See you soon.
you're wrong. The NBA did more than any other league to impress upon the American sports fan that nothing is more important than winning a championship. Like, that culture started really because Bill Russell was lauded over Wilt Chamberlain. Look at the championships. Who cares what Wilt Chamberlain's numbers are? Because Magic and Bird were competing for the title every year. Because, yes, Michael Jordan's this high-flying act, but can he win a championship? And then how many can he win? And then in order to catch Jordan, the league, as much as the press, maybe more, I think the press was following the league's league, that was the story. And more than in any other sport. More than baseball or football, because in the NBA, best-of-7 series, run your best plays to your best players. The best players affect the outcome more than any other league. You know, the NFL is the coach is what it's about. Major League Baseball, the GM is what it's about. NBA, the players are what it's about. Winning championships is like the thing in the NBA. Now,
this Olay defense
makes money, really. The model is this.
Olay.
But the entertainment, the central focus of it is to see
That's
which
getting
of
to
these
me
teams
too, though.
can be standing in the end. It does with one team's going to be left standing.
Yeah,
It'll be the search for that team is the entertainment. Everything else is the process to there.
Yeah,
So to the league to them,
that's
step in and go, oh, excuse me. Our business interests are now superseding your competitive interests is BS. Stephen A., you say it doesn't make any sense for Mark Cuban to say that. How many championships did the Mavs win if they're load managing? That doesn't make any sense either. The Mavs didn't have championship talent most years. You know what? They do now. They maybe not this year, but they have the nucleus of it, and I'll bet you they give Kristaps Porzingis every chance to stay healthy. If he doesn't,
too high there, man.
Anyway, he's 7'3".
This nigga coming all the way up on that pick and roll. Like,
Michael Jordan. Glad you brought him up. Michael Jordan is the freak of all freak athletes in the history of this country and maybe the world. He is the greatest in any sport to ever do it.
Oh, man,
if you use him as an example and aspire your other players, even other great players, be like Michael Jordan. It ain't going to work for him. He played 82 games every year. He never took plays off. He was a great defensive player every year, the best offensive player who ever lived every year, won the championship every year, and still played those 82 games. Like, there's no other Michael Jordan. That should not be like, well, since he did it, everyone could do it. No. Michael Jordan, Babe Ruth could pitch. That's not what I'm saying, but go ahead. No, okay, I understand you're saying that's the paradigm. That's what you want to look up to. Sure, but even then the league was different. Today, teams are asking each player to defend much more than they ever did, to play with more intensity on every possession, to do more things. It is not the same game that even Jordan played. That is ridiculous. No, which is what? Listen, that's a lie. I remember Pat Riley saying. I remember Pat Riley saying in the 90s that in the 80s we used to say, who do you want to defend? And now in the 90s we need to defend everyone. The defense, though you could get away with more back then, is more intense now than it used to be.
Can I ask a question
to you? Players are asked to spend more energy now. Yes.
Are you saying, or with a straight face on national television, that players today play with more intensity and tenacity than they did back in the day? In the 80s and 90s? Is that what you're saying?
That is insane. Playoff basketball back then.
No, I'm not. Max, hold on, wait a minute. You're not the psychologist here. Don't tell me what I'm thinking. I speak fluent English. I know what the hell I'm saying. I'm telling you right now, that is wrong. I'm not alluding to playoffs. I'm saying regular season even. I'm telling you right now, to say that the players today collectively play harder than the players did in the 90s and 80s, what the hell were you watching? That is not true. That is not true.
The rules changes have resulted in many more threes taken, a style of play that looks less physical. But if you say on a play-to-play basis, is each player asked to do more now or less now? The answer is more now. So you must manage.
Wait. Now you're being slick. That's a different. I understand your argument that they may be asked to do more because the pace of play has increased, has elevated. The three-point shot has become more prolific since Steph Curry has come. I got that. I'm not disputing that. What I'm trying to say to you, Max, is that in terms of intensity, tenacity, particularly on the defensive side of the ball, considering the one-on-one matchup that you had to go through, considering the lack of money that existed back then compared to today, and how you were shooting for something because you thought that there would be a windfall financially that was incredibly beneficial for you. And back in those days, without those lofty, exorbitant, guaranteed dollars to lean on, even in the event that you stumped and you couldn't get the job done, there was actually more to play for back then.
Hold on. The salaries, in fact, proportional to inflation and what the money could actually buy you back then, were not that much different. People back then were complaining about the exorbitant salaries in the NBA and other leagues.
But to them it was. But to them it was. What I'm saying is to the players, that back in the day, what existed was you had to do X, Y, Z in order to elevate your level of relevancy. Remember, it wasn't social media back then. You didn't have your own voice. You couldn't market and brand yourself back then the way that you could now. So you had to do more on the court to elevate your cachet.
This is what it comes down to. You take the average energy expended, stopping, starting, explosiveness, the distance traveled, covered in any given play, back and forth. You take the per minute unit of energy expended in the NBA per player is higher now than it used to be. That's why injuries are more prevalent. That's why they have to load manage.
But it is a totally different type of basketball, as Stephen A. alluded to. We got to leave that one there, guys. This topic will not be done. Load management seems to be the subject of this season.
Yes.
All right, the barbershop.
By the way, I've been asked to give a speech in the spring.
Why AD leave the paint like that?
After listening to Max, I have no idea
ran out of the paint.
Why the hell they called me to give this speech instead of him. Because half the stuff that was coming out of his mouth, I'm sitting there scratching my head like, what? And if I'm going to run, can you imagine me speaking to a room full of Maxes? I mean, I don't know what the hell they're going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do.
He speaks their language.
Don't worry, I don't know what I'm going to do, bro. I don't know.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.
That right elevation on that, Joe.
I think it's Lamar Jackson. I don't think he's better. I don't think you can say anybody is better than Lamar Jackson right now. I'm sorry, than Patrick Mahomes right now. There's no doubt about that. You know, he's a sensational quarterback, and we see that. But when you use the operative word here is electrifying. A showstopper, walking through the turnstiles and looking to see something spectacular that he specifically himself does. I think that when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, even though Patrick Mahomes can clearly fling that football in a sensational fashion and he's a spectacular quarterback, you look at him and, you know, whether it's Tyreek Hill or David.
It's a make or miss league. It's a make or miss league.
I don't know, man. Make?
Miss. It's a make or miss league.
You know Kyle Korver. Kyle Kawhi finds a cutting Montrezl Harrell, who tries to pass two hands.
That was nice.
Whoa. Gets turned away with two hands by Chris Boucher.
You don't see Montrezl get blocked too much at the rim either.
Nope.
Definitely was passing that shit.
Nope.
Chris Boucher.
Dynamax, bro.
The Raptors are at it again. Great little finds that we don't know about.
They got a little.
Russian Curry.
Yeah, but how about when you catch it after you block?
Right, exactly.
See, the thing about a good block is your team has to get the ball, right? So they don't retain possession. So sorry, not the best block of the week. You got to retain possession on your block.
They had the blocks are pretty fun.
Man, that's.
Come on, Mark, get your paws out.
I wish I had any of those. Just one in my highlight. I played the games 30 years.
You don't block anybody?
High school, junior high, NBA.
Come on, man.
I don't think I've got one two-handed block.
Miss Common Sense, second quarter in San Antonio. DeJounte Murray and Trey Lyles have some trouble with the inbound.
That's
my question to you.
Trash in a spa.
Wait, no. See, he inbounds
but he doesn't realize
it. He thinks that he just is right. He's like, no, you can't.
We've seen some crazy plays.
We've had some inbounding trouble in the last 2 weeks.
Bledsoe just dribbled the ball.
Remember, just walked in with the
Westbrook just grabs the ball and starts walking.
I think part of it's because the sideline's so close. They're like, wait, was I out of bounds? Was he out of bounds?
This was crazy. The ball's in bounds. Hey, y'all, this is pickup guy. Hey, I got you. You get over the bounds.
By the way, that was
Every time I come on these
crazy, like Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook time, right? When they were really going at each other, and he was like, Big athleticism. Donovan Mitchell continues to impress. So first he had this massive slam hung in the air. Then later, watch this nice little drive and dish to Mike Conley here. Oh, that's a slam, yeah. That's pretty good.
Gotta give it one more look.
Okay. Two more looks. It deserves many looks. Many looks. All right, here's the dish again from Conley. That, right? So, see, I went to get to that. Do you think, Jackie, this would be Donovan Mitchell's first All-Star nod this season?
I absolutely do. I thought so preseason, and Conley struggled early, but I think he's going to find his rhythm, and I think they're going to be a really dangerous backcourt. He's going to put up the numbers. He's going to put up All-Star numbers, and Utah's going to need to be represented.
I would hope so. It's going to be close because we have a lot of new All-Stars.
That's true.
Got to say, agree with Doncic. Yep. He's going to be there. Got to maybe Devin Booker. I think he's got a shot, so it's going to be close.
Interesting. Missed buckets mid-third quarter here in LA last night. So the Clippers have like 10 cracks at it, but they cannot get a bucket. All right, we got to speed up because there were so many, you can't even do it in real time. And
ultimate looks too.
Yep. And yep.
This is the defending champs. Put some respect on their name, even though they don't have Kawhi. These guys got championship experience.
Absolutely, but they didn't have Kyle Lowry last night. They didn't have Pascal Siakam last night, and that to me is what makes the last 2 nights really so impressive. They beat the Lakers. They really, I'm sorry, Ibaka is the one who is there. Pascal obviously has been gangbusters.
These guys lead the league, and teams shoot 40% against them. They're the best defensive team in the league.
They've been phenomenal. And again, what they did here in LA with that back-to-back, even though they didn't win last night, I was at that game.
Nick Nurse is a great coach.
Van Vliet is a starting point guard in this league.
Absolutely.
Playing off the bench behind Lowry.
Well, he's getting all those shots now that Kawhi's not. He's not going anywhere.
Well, Kung Fu, so Matt Seldes showed this earlier. Yeah, it was an accident. Nobody says it wasn't an accident. But I did want to know, Paul, if you were involved.
This is an accident. I mean, I wouldn't have put my knee. I mean, how much to, I can't.
How much
happened was? And he jumped in the way.
He jumped in front of you with his boy.
How do I know that the trajectory of his body is going to jump to me? If I come off the ground first, then he jumps into me. So, I mean...
You know what this is, though? Well, this is what you know it is. This is why guys don't like to take charges. Admit it, right? Admit it. This is why you guys never like to take charges.
I mean, he didn't try to take a charge here. He just jumped in.
Well, that one, yeah.
But
this Marcus Smart, this is what he does. He takes charges.
Yeah, he takes charges.
And sometimes he doesn't even have any contact, but it looks like he did. He's like the best at that.
He is certainly the best at that. There's no question about that. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+. I loved hearing Steph Curry actually talk for himself last night because there's been so many stories about him the last week. Take a look at what he had to say.
I definitely expect to be ready to play. I don't know when, but at some point in early spring. It's just a matter of the rehab process. You know, I'm excited about the potential that the rest of the season isn't a loss.
So this was so interesting, right? Because he breaks his hand about 10 days ago. He has surgery. They say he'll be reevaluated in 3 months, which at the time we were all like, I mean, you had just had surgery on your hand. 3 months is a long time. So it's sort of like wink, wink, hey, we know what this team is doing, trying to keep its draft pick. But he said in that press conference that the plan is for him to have the pins taken that got put in that surgery then taken out, and then he's going to recover after that as well. We saw Kyrie Irving have some of the metal that was put in his knee get infected with that staph infection later on, so maybe they're just trying to make sure and keep him totally locked down. Early spring is it's not soon, right? So he knocked down the report that he wasn't going to come back at all this year, but early spring is still, for a team that's not expected to make the playoffs, is that like a month of playing? What are we talking about? Is there a point, in bringing him back at all?
I mean, look,
The draft pick is safe, I think. It's
Right.
top 20 protected. They're clearly not going to have one.
Not sending that to Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's not happening. So or Memphis.
Oh, did they get it? Yeah, Brooklyn.
I'm sorry. But anyway, so that's cool right there. So now you're talking about the players who are young players who are getting time, lots of time to develop and learn the system in longer than 2 or 3 minute stints here or there.
Right.
So that's a thing. But at some point, Curry has to come back because whatever they experience running that system, even D'Angelo Russell, that's not what it really is until you got Steph in there. So there is some value in terms of development of everybody else. But in terms of, I just don't see them being in the playoff picture by then.
No, they won't be in the playoff picture, but, you know, there's a lot of legacy things on the line for him.
Let's go.
I mean, why would he want to waste the whole year? If he has a chance to come back, he's going to come back. He has records that he's going to break. He's continually making records. I mean, this is about, you know, maybe they won't make the playoffs, but this guy is going to be one of the greatest three-point shooters of all time. And so everything now is icing on the cake. And so he's just going to add to his legacy, whether it be more points, threes, whatever kind of statistics he's going to put up, just like we saw Kobe doing his last few years when he passed Michael Jordan. Even though they weren't winning, it was legacy. It was more added to his legacy, and that's what he's going to do. Guys who are competitive want to go out there and play.
Yeah, and how would just because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
He's 31 years old, and we're all gonna just blow off this season for him. I wouldn't want to do that if I were a player. You're shaking your head. I mean, if you were hurt and you had a chance to come back, wouldn't you want to play, work out the kinks? It's not like when you pull out David Robinson to get Tim Duncan, right? That's not the situation as far as we know.
Well, I mean,
because it's something
it could end that way.
It could get that way, but if he comes back with a month, let's say, do you think he's going to dramatically change the fortunes of the team? And we don't know what's going to happen with Clay. I think this is just the right thing to do for Steph Curry and for the Warriors.
Well, apparently this runs in the family. Damian Lee, Steph's brother-in-law, broke his hand as well. They say he's only been a couple weeks, so we will see.
What's happening with hands?
I know, it has been crazy. Gordon Hayward, Kyle Lowry, right? A lot is going on right now.
Little bones.
Right there you go. I like that.
I ain't even sitting that shit.
I like Steph coming back to play this year. We keep talking about Gordon Hayward, OT, and a year-long layoff. It took him a long time to come back. We talk about Kristaps Porzingis, 20-month layoff, then he had time to come back. Don't make your layoff so long, and then you won't need as much time to come back. And I know Steph wants to come out of the gates firing next year. They will have a lot to prove to a lot of people. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.
Absolutely they can. Because LeBron James is not at the stage anymore of his career where, in Nick's words, if Kawhi Leonard didn't carry a team to a title last year, we damn sure know LeBron James at year 17 can't carry a team to a championship anymore. So, with that being said, Nick, and you look so confused. Are you okay?
No. The evidence would say you're wrong, but that's fine. I'll let you finish your point.
You look quite perplexed.
Because what you said didn't make any sense. But go ahead. I'll let you finish.
You said Kawhi Leonard did not carry the Raptors to a title.
Yeah, because they had such a great roster, he didn't have to.
Okay.
Because they were a 59-win team.
But that's not the position the Lakers are in right now.
Exactly.
Right.
The Lakers are not in a position where LeBron James can carry them to a championship. Anthony Davis has to be a co-star, if not equal participant with LeBron as far as the equity of how far this thing is going to go. That's no shade to LeBron. That's year 17 of wear and tear on his body. So Anthony Davis, being the player that he is, being defensively a player who can challenge LeBron to say, hey, you're going to have to step it up on defense because I'm stepping it up on defense. You're talking about the number 1 and 2 defensive players in the league as far as block shots per game, Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard. So, yeah, I think he's critically important to what the Lakers do because there's no one else that can pick up that slack in the meantime. And with LeBron playing point, that takes so much out of him, Nick, that I don't think that's a good long-term position for him. They're going to have to lessen the usage so that they can stretch this thing out. Anthony Davis is helpful notwithstanding.
The reason I look perplexed is because I can't imagine anyone would disagree with the word you said, aside from the Kawhi stuff, which is irrelevant, didn't make sense. But aside from that, of course you have to have a fully functional Anthony Davis for this team to win a title. Like, the whole plan was LeBron comes to LA in year 1, sees what's there, gets Luke Walton the hell out of here. He's doing a great job in Sacramento, by the way. And then you bring in your co-star. And that the co-star is this super freak is all the better. Now, maybe it is because of the shoulder. But I will also say this. Anthony Davis not only has to be healthy, he's got to be better than he's been those opening 10 games of the year, 9 games of the year. The Lakers, with LeBron and Anthony Davis on the court together, are outscoring their opponents something absurd, like 16 points per 100 possessions. With LeBron on there without Anthony Davis, they're outscoring their opponents, I think it's like 3.5 points. With Anthony Davis on there and not LeBron, they're getting outscored by a half dozen. Like, Anthony Davis is going to play a lot of minutes this year. The end of the first quarter, the end of the third quarter, and other times, other moments with LeBron on the bench. And he needs to be able to carry the Lakers in those spots. I think he can. I think health has a part to do with it. And I think he's right now not totally comfortable in his role and his situation. He obviously is playing his best minutes in the 5, but he hates it. He's taking a lot of, even by his standards, more long jump shots than you would like. I think one of the reasons he's not getting down on the block is because of the shoulder. But if he's hurt, then they need to give him some time off at some point, because I agree with you 1,000% that in 2019, given the depth of the West, what LeBron did in 2017 with the Cavs, which is carry a team to the NBA Finals, that does not exist in the Western Conference. You have to have a co-star alongside him, and so that co-star has to be Anthony Davis. Kuzma will be better than he's been thus far, but it's not him. Danny Green is great in his role. Dwight's been great in him. The only other star on this team is Anthony Davis. He's got to be healthy for them to have any shot. I agree 1,000%.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Anthony Davis has to be healthy. Now, I'm not going to be dismissive of Kuzma, because I do think he has to be that third wheel in this equation. But, I mean, yeah, LeBron James and Anthony Davis are going to have to take turns being the star, especially on the offensive side of that court for this team, because you don't really have any other guys that can create on that end of the court. Now, as far as what they're doing defensively, the numbers don't lie, Nick. They are a much better defensive team when they have LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the court, as opposed to when they don't have AD available. So I think you have to look at this situation as Frank Vogel weighing the importance of the regular season, especially being in the Western Conference, versus the importance of having a healthy AD once we get to May and we're talking about playoff basketball. I think the fact that he's being vocal about that, he verbalized that, that's a step in the right direction. But yeah, I don't feel good about a big man dealing with shoulder injuries this early in the season. So you have to watch this closely, because at some point you have to face the reality that you have a LeBron James in year 17, and at some point you're going to have to spell him during the course of the regular season. That's when you need Anthony Davis to step up, but it's going to be hard for AD to be able to do that if he's compromised health-wise.
And no one wants to start talking about load managing Anthony Davis, at least at this point.
Why not? If he's hurt, if he's hurt, it's not load managing. If he's hurt, if he has a shoulder injury and needs a week off, that's something that's happened the entirety of NBA history. Having scheduled days off to deal with a potential injury that may arise, that's where we get the twist in between a load managing and injury managing.
But if it isn't Anthony Davis, what would keep this team from winning the title this year?
Well, I think when you look at the rest of the roster, when you look at the Avery Bradleys, the Rajon Rondos, the Kuzmas, all these other guys who have to fulfill specific roles on this team, Danny Green's to make shots or to play perimeter defense, to do all these things. LeBron has a great talent of making role players better than what they are. But he also has a great talent of making great players role players. So he has to find that balance, because so much runs through his head. They brought up the net rating, and I don't think that's a fault of Anthony Davis. That's a fault of what's LeBron being.
Okay, no, you didn't call me.
No. Your team being best, because LeBron is at his best. So when he's off of the floor, other people don't know how to.
What?
Even stars like
Wow.
Because they used to play some stuff. And to your point, it's always been big guys that have had trouble adapting to a LeBron James type of offense. And LeBron doesn't want bigs in the paint. If you look at it, Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, those guys have all he needs space. Those guys have all, from a production standpoint, took a step back on LeBron James-led teams. But, I mean, I don't think there's any doubt in LeBron's mind he needs Anthony Davis. And in order to get the most out of him, he's going to have to adjust his game a little bit as well.
Two very quick points. One is, I don't think the Anthony Davis drop-off in production is as much about the Lakers' offense revolving around LeBron as much as it is he is the only competent playmaker they have right now. So when they don't have it with listen, I love Rondo at this point in his career, but he at least is running offense. They don't. Quinn Cook has been terrible, and they don't have. And Caruso is what he is. Like when LeBron's off the court, they don't have a guy they trust handling the ball. I disagree with the idea that superstars have been lessened alongside LeBron. Third stars have been lessened alongside LeBron. Dwayne Wade was not lessened alongside LeBron. He was brilliant until his knee gave out. And Kyrie played the best basketball of his career alongside LeBron. That third star, it is a tough role for him. But Anthony Davis will be the second star. And by the way, LeBron in year 17, 18, or 19, you plug him in on that Raptors roster last year with Lowry and Gasol and Siakam and
How do we go back
all
there?
that, right?
How do we go back there? How do we know where it is to go back there? How do we
Because I was trying to figure out what the hell he was
Kenny
talking about.
Green, what the
Thanks for
fuck you
watching.
doing?
Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show.
Wow, dumbass is supposed to pass it to me. Fucking court vision he got. He ain't never really give me a pass I ain't asked for. What the fuck is you doing, Coos? I ain't even asked for it. Come on, man. I gotta get some stops. I'm holding it down, man. Come on, man. Come on. Offensive five. Let's go. Come on, we down 8. Oh, man. Niggas ain't shouldn't be helping that hard, man. I was helping that hard to leave a 3-point shooter wide the fuck open. How? What the fuck is Capella wide the fuck on by himself? Better than needle on that shit for sure. Bench killed him. The bench line, man. Come on, man. Let's go. It's off. Come on. Go up. Banging on niggas' back. Let's go. Bang back. Pop, pop. Boom, boom, boom. Come on, man. We just done a pound school. Let's go. Make these niggas call a timeout. I need a break. Before that, I'm gonna break my foot in the ass. Let's go. It's off. And then they get a whack out. He got 5. Give me that. Damn, Danny. Good shit. Look like you beat that shit. When we done a dime. 5 minutes left. 2 points 2 points a minute. You can do this shit. That niggas gotta step it up. Stop playing with these niggas. I think they got me with that, John. Come on, man, let's go. How the fuck you make that? I don't even know how they snuck that shit down. Keep going. And one. Should have kept going. You got that foul. Would have been cool. But then I got the fuck out of there. And one. He out. Get him the fuck out of here. Let's go. Should box him out or something. We ain't getting downhill, niggas. And I had him. But it was a 3. That nigga just stopped coming. That nigga just stopped coming. Even AD can't stop this nigga. That shit crazy. Jay Hollywood, man. I'm about to take this L, though. Just can't believe that shit. I know Russ been kicking my ass, but damn. Trying. I didn't think I was even supposed to lose this shit like this. Come on, D. Damn, we supposed to be in this shit better. That shit wasn't really good. You something for that shit more than my man. Damn, that was my stuff. I had 2 steals in that fucking play. They ain't give me. He was fighting all the way through. I rested too much. I think it took me out too much in the third. Every time I came in, was up. I'm still probably, my plus minus probably still up.
Very satisfying. The fans are already heading for the exit.
Here's Clark. So we see this continue every year. Not necessarily a runaway game. Very good about it. Let's face it, outstanding effort all the way.
Mm.